Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on 10 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Indianapolis Colts. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
All right, I knew I forgot to ask a question when we sat with the coaches about just how aggressive will you be bringing a ball out of the end zone, and what's the green light for your returner? In this case, it should have been a red light. Should have stayed in the end zone. Terrible field position to start this drive.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. Room here to run. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they have over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. In motion right is Watkins. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback because everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Throwing is Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. There to stop him, Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. Open man has got it, the tight end. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Here's Hurts to throw. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the Colts are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. That's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 104 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
And motion left goes a tight end. Back to Taylor on first down. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. The Colts at 1-9 now on the year. And they come in the midst of a season-crushing losing streak. It's up to 9 games now.
And this is a team that's not shown much consistency during this losing streak because they've never really looked like they've been ready to play. You question their motivation. You wonder what's going on with them. And I don't have a PhD in psychology, but the body language, it's awful.
From the 39, Ryan. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Nakobe Dean in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carry from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Offense at the line and set to go. The last series for him a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Again, it's Taylor. And some room to maneuver. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. Oh, good-looking return set up here. The 40, 20. He will score. Touchdown, Eagles.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Second down, another run with Taylor. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
On third down, here's Taylor. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Hurts. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
That one covers 29 yards, 1st down. Running left, Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Pretty entertaining start. 14 all the score on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go to the ground again with Taylor. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave it with a 3rd and about 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. He finds Pierce. It's complete. And outbounds right around the 20. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
Resulting in play is a turnover on down.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll set up to throw. Got a man. That's Colin Johnson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down, Eagles.
He'll look to throw. Again, it's Johnson. The 20. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
2nd and goal.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw again. Touchdown, Eagles! Miles Sanders, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have moved out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of the team's locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Fields it right around the goal line. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Offense set to begin their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to see all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all, but right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Running again with Barkley on second down. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down.
Hey, check that, sweet.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bobby Okereke. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. On fourth down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they...
Looking to stop for once, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Hassan Reddick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys have now moved out in front. Elliott good with a PAT, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Colts 21.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go. They go play action with Ryan. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Looking for Campbell downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well. The offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to let this one go deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis, operating gun, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Colin Johnson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
Eagles 35, Colts 21.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second and 13. Barkley off tackle left. And some room to work. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 135 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here we go, set.
On the sneak, it's Hurts. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, that's tough right there. Asking your quarterback to get you 2 yards on a sneak. As it turns out, he gets them no yards instead.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick. Thus, inaccurate, incomplete.
The coverage by Marvin O'Carrick.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on third and goal. Let's see what they do on fourth and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on fourth and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Ready, ready. Check, check.
Oh, the sneak. It's Hurts. Try to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He did it. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And this Colts defense comes up with a goal line stand. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held it, they might go for it again.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
No party, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. One receiver's out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They run once more with Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 15 yards. And the Colts are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. To throw for him is Ryan. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to... yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble that led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Here's Johnson with a reception. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And the catch made by Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they got their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over, because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Come to the line, ready to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They go play action now. Ryan. And that is incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. It seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now. But he was fortunate on that one, not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back.
Ready. 20.
4th down. Here's Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Caleb Farley. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a set.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24.
Eagles 51, Colts 27.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's...
He's got a man complete. Touchdown. Michael Pittman, 75 yards. And the Colts are able to cut into that deficit. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, hey, can you strung that out just a few plays, give us a break, back out there.
And give that water break and get on out there and play.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown.
Fields the squib kick right around the 30. And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
On first down, Hurts. He gets this one to Johnson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10. Down at the 33.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. But their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Play action. It's Ryan. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. From midfield now, here's Ryan. And he's got Pierce. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
That's good for the Colts. First down. First and 10.
To throw is Ryan. Delivers another one to Pierce. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Well, that sack backs Ryan and the Colts up a bit here, facing a 3rd and long.
Back to throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
21!
They'll run here with Taylor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Colts have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down in the field. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
pass, and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 13.
He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
And some space. There he goes, left side. He's at the 40, 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, 87 yards.
And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Eagles 58, Colts 44. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's good for our Colts. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now Ryan.
Looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Colts have cut it back within a score. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they really need to find some way to get the ball back.
And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And I'll tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And a big loss here as he's taken down. That's
Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker who got in and dropped into the turf.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
On second and a long way to go. Minshew. This is Smith with a ground. Touchdown, Eagles.
Devontae Smith,
41 yards.
and the Eagles appear to be headed to a 9-1 start as they extend their fourth-quarter lead.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead now up to 14.
65. Colts 51. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now it's Ryan. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 41. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going deep for Brown.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
Well, they work this out past the 25.
It's again 20.
They go play action with Ryan. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? Well, let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. One last shot for Ryan. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Philadelphia,